In this lecture, we are just going to implement better programming practice with action types. I must remind you that with the help of Redux Toolkit, it will be even better, but still we must know this pattern as well. This is a kind of little older pattern and we can certainly improve it with Redux Toolkit. But at the moment we stick to the way we used to define the action types, and also you find this pattern in various projects. At the moment you see that there are constant values in quotes typed everywhere. Be it this login reducer, be it this product reducer, or even in the dispatch of all the components, you see that we have values typed in the single quotes. But when you type this way, there can be a typo and it can give you problems. When the project is larger, we do not write this pattern, these constants in single quotes. The way we have separate reducers, we define separate actions as constants. For example, here we can say purchaseactions.js and put all the actions in it, and respectively we can do for cart. That means there will be a cart.js and you put all the cart related actions, you define all the cart related actions inside that. Same goes with login component. Here I am not creating many action files, but I just want to show you putting all the actions in one actions.js, and we'll show how should it look like. So let's begin with the code. The very first thing is I'm going to create the actions.js file here in the store folder. And inside this, I'm going to export all the constants, that is export const purchase, and that will have the value purchase. Same goes with delete and login. So we have exported all the actions. Now if I go to, let's say, product reducer, the very first thing is I'm going to import star as actions. So this is just an alias name. Actions is an alias name. And I'll say from actions. Now just observe this. Instead of writing this purchase in single quotes, I'll remove this. Now I'm going to say actions dot. You see, now it started suggesting me, and now there is no scope of typing error. You don't miss a spelling. So in case if I just, let's say, make a mistake here, it's going to give me error at the compile time only. So this is the advantage of having these constants defined in this way. And let's also remove this delete, and I'll say actions.delete. Now let's go to login reducer. Now here at the moment we have just one login, but let me just say star, import star as actions. And here I'm going to say actions.login. Let me just save this. Now the same thing we want to apply to cart also. I'll go to cart. Now cart just has only one constant. So I do not say star, I will directly import it. I'll say import. It's a named import. So I'll say delete from /store/actions. And here in the delete handler, instead of this single quote delete, I'll say delete. Right? So this is now a kind of keyword available, and if you make any mistake, it's going to give you error, which doesn't happen if you cover it in single quotes. Let's go to the login and we do the same thing. Import the login and I'll type login without quotes. I'll just remove the quotes. Let's go to purchase component. Here also I'm going to import purchase, and in the dispatch I'll say purchase. So now we are done with the corrections. Let's just save this and let's check the application. I'll select the login. Let me also add a few items. So total is updating. If I remove the items, so all the functionalities are working fine. But important point is now we have implemented the action types with constant defined in a single file. Certainly when you have a bigger application, you may have login actions.js, product actions.js, and so on. But here I am just trying to show you in a single effort that how we can define the constants and how do we import and use it with fixed keyword, fixed identifiers, that is. Now let's talk about relative questions. Certainly you can discuss about the action types when you are asked about Redux flow, but generally there can be a question that what is the advantage of defining action type identifiers. So we have already discussed that, like in this case, instead of writing this purchase in single quotes, I'll remove this. Now I'm going to say actions dot. You see, now it started suggesting me, and now there is no scope of typing error. You don't miss a spelling. So in case if I just, let's say, make a mistake here, it's going to give me error at the compile time only. So this is the advantage of having these constants defined in this way.